Thank you. Great being here today. My name is Rotem, and I lead technology partnerships for Amazon multi-channel fulfillment. If you were here this morning, you probably heard our VP Peter and also Wayne, which is our director of product, talking about MCF. So today we will have the opportunity to talk about it through the lens of a merchant that is using it and a developer that integrated with MCF APIs. My team's mission is to work with developers to build integrations between MCF and other sales channels, or MCF and order management software, ERPs, any tool out there that merchants want to use in order to sell their product or manage their business. So we want to automate everything for them by building these partnerships with developers, 1P or 3P developers to enable it. In one sentence about MCF, in case you missed the sessions earlier today, MCF is a 3PL. We offer pick, pack, and ship services using Amazon Fulfillment Network, using the inventory that merchants have with FBA to fulfill their off-Amazon order. So we offer a very fast and reliable fulfillment services for everything outside of Amazon, if it's their D2C website, other marketplaces that are selling it. Today, I have Dave, which is a good friend and a partner that we're working together since 2021. Dave is co-founder and head of product for Pipe17. And we have Rob on stage, which leads e-commerce for Wise, one of our valued customers for MCF and Buy with Prime. So one of also the first adapters of Buy with Prime when we went with it out to the market. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Rob, I'll start with you. Can you share a bit about Wise journey, and also some of the challenges that you faced in the order management space when you start to scale across different sales channels and also scale your orders? So would love to hear some of your learnings on that.
Yeah, you bet. So hi, nice to meet everyone. It's great to be here. So Wise is a smart home company. Our biggest product is our Wise Cam, which we're at the V3 right now. We have a bunch of different smart cameras. We have services, AI services that will do things like let you know if a person's at the door, if a package has been dropped off. Likely you'll know that space very well. Wise came into the game 5 years ago, and in their first year, sold 1 million of these devices. So that was really a lot of growth very quickly. And since then, 5 years on, we're at 15 million cameras, and we're continuing to grow year over year really quickly. So the biggest problem we have is scale. And previously, we saw issues with fulfillment. We had slow fulfillment times. We weren't happy with them. We wanted to improve the customer experience. And so for us, we wanted to shift to something that enabled us to grow as quickly as we could grow in all of the fluctuations that we have with campaigns and seasonality too. So that is why we moved and started thinking about MCF and also thinking about how do we interface with that. But that's just kind of a brief overview of us.
Yeah. We were joking internally that during Prime Day, Wise sold enough cameras to protect 32 White Houses or something like that. And tell us a bit, when you decided to outsource the fulfillment of your orders, what made you choose MCF? What did you consider? What was really important for you?
Yep, price, of course, speed, reliability, also knowing exactly what's going on with shipments and not having it just go to a black box. So those were really key for us. And I would say overall, though, we were in so much pain at that point. We were really keen on speed because that was our biggest customer, concern was, hey, is my stuff here yet? And so speed was paramount. But of course, the price had to be right for us to do it too.
And you're also selling on Amazon and using FBA for it?
Yep. Yeah. So the business really took off on Amazon.com with 1P. We were also doing 3P, and so it just kind of made sense for us to try it out, and we've been very happy with it.
And on how many sales channels do you sell today?
We are expanding a lot. I would say we have about 6 main channels that we have, and it seems to be we've been talking about this. We want to continue to grow that, but the last two channels that we've expanded to are now bringing in a really good chunk of change, and we just see we want to be wherever the customer is our kind of motto. So yeah.
Yeah. So this brings me to Dave. If you can share more about Pipe 17, the benefits of working with an order management software, and also when is the right time to move into partnering with someone like you?
Sure, yeah. So first, thanks for the opportunity. It's been a tremendous partnership, I think, with you guys on the MCF side and Wise as a merchant. Pipe 17 is a e-commerce order management and connectivity solution. So we provide a platform, API first. We built several years ago to the initial beta of the Selling Partner API, and then added the MCF API capabilities. We offer connectivity to a wide variety of e-commerce ecosystem endpoints. So selling channels like Shopify, marketplaces like Amazon, fulfillment channels obviously like MCF, ERPs like NetSuite, Returns, et cetera. So we've got a standard model for all the different e-commerce objects, so orders, fulfillments, products, inventory. And then when we build connectors, those connectors can be not just low code, no code, but also no mapping. So this enables connectivity, and then on the order management side, we've got a rich set of features around order routing, splitting. People can do inventory-based routing. People can do routing based on tags, order sources, et cetera. And so this enables very, very rich automation, the ability to avoid stockouts, provide operational capabilities across multiple channels for sales, and then across multiple fulfillment channels.
And I think that also a lot of the benefits are getting something that is out of the box, right? That the merchant doesn't need to have a dev team in order to support that. But then also some customizations can come when using Pipe 17.
Yeah, so we think the power of the model is we can pre-map the standard fields, but then enable customizations where required when people want to do custom mappings, add custom code, et cetera. So we talk a lot about no developers required, but we then leverage community like you guys, developer communities, partners, people who can build extensions, build connectors, and we can also do that when we're either enhancing our connectors or adding special capabilities. Wise has been very interested in minimizing split shipments and picking up events that come back from the MCF APIs, et cetera.
In 2021, MCF introduced two new APIs that control an unbranded experience for merchants that's selling outside of Amazon. So we knew that in order to meet shopper expectations and not confuse them, we don't want them to, for example, make a purchase on a website and then get an Amazon box because they didn't order this item on Amazon. So we introduced unbranded boxing, and also introduced opt-out from Amazon Logistics as a carrier in the case that the sales channel that they sell doesn't allow to use AMZL as a carrier or doesn't know how to digest the Amazon tracking numbers. And in this case, we will opt out of using that. We will still ship the order, but with a different carrier. And we did it through API. So we have a mental model of API first, and then we reached to Pipe 17 and also other partners that we work with to integrate to these APIs and enable them for merchants. So Dave, maybe you can explain a bit about how merchants like Wise can benefit from those APIs in their day-to-day, and how do you enable it?
Yeah, and I think that is another one of these features that a lot of people aren't aware of, so that as people become aware, can greatly enhance the adoption of MCF. I think people aren't always aware that they can get unbranded packaging and they can opt out of Amazon Logistics. And so what we did is we took the API and we built a user interface in front of it so people can then turn on these features order by order. You can do it by order source. So depending on your selling channel, you can do it by tags. And this allows us to communicate to the MCF API to turn those features on.
Yeah.
One other interesting thing is that also impacts inventory sometimes, because the inventory might not be the same for all of your sales versus your unbranded packaging that's available. So we can pull those numbers from the API and then push out the appropriate number to available to sell for different channels.
Yeah. And Rob, back to you. Tell us a bit about the decision of choosing an order management software, why did you choose Pipe 17? What was important for you or must have when you made a decision for your business?
Yeah, so it came down to initially build versus buy, and you want to see what the buy options are and how much it takes to build. And I would say with the scale that we had, you make a mistake, it's very costly. It was clear that we weren't really organized. We were really more organized to do the tech more on the product side of things and the service side than on the e-commerce side. And so we decided to see what buy options there were. We played around with a couple of different options out there, and ultimately went with Pipe 17 because they I think they got a head start, at least from what we saw. They had a head start on the API side of things, with the fulfillment and MCF side of things, with Shopify. And those two things really kind of stood out really well for us. And so as we looked around and chose them, it was clear that we found a good partner. And it's helped us tremendously. We've lowered the amount of resources we need for that particular area. We've been able to put them into other things and actually grow into other channels because of that. So that's exactly the type of thing that we want to do.
So reducing the manual work, moving into automation and auto rounding allow you to spend less headcount on doing that?
Yeah, so we have more orders, we have less touches per order too, dramatically, a very big difference. And that's allowed us to be faster from click to delivery.
And do you remember how long it took to set up? So once you made a decision, I'm choosing this order management software to work with, till it actually up and running?
Yeah, so in our case, with a Shopify MCF setup, it was stupidly quick, to be honest. And I'm not getting paid by Dave.
But maybe you should be.
Maybe I should be. At least a T-shirt, Dave. That would be nice.
Exactly, some swag.
Yeah, no, it was really quick. It was clear that it was designed for that. I'm sure there's other things too, but in our use case, it was very quick.
And now using MCF and using Pipe 17, what type of results do you see in the fulfillment space and other automation space?
Yeah, so you heard from Peter Larson earlier today that we're able to halve the fulfillment time overall. And we definitely have continued to see really good click-to-delivery times. The fulfillment times are, with MCF, they're very fast, and the delivery times compared to other 3PLs and carriers are even faster. So yeah, we've knocked our fulfillment time in half. To be honest, you could say a little bit more than half, and especially now, that fulfillment or delivery time is an additional, great thing with MCF. So half the amount of time for click to delivery and a reduction, and we went from 4 people to 2 people, just in transparency, with the order management side, that were really taking care of all of our D2C efforts. So that was great.
Since not everyone here, I guess, are doing specifically fulfillment, when we say click to delivery, it's from the moment that an order was placed till the moment I get the box at my door. So based on the case study that we did with Wise, after a good amount of time using us, the click to delivery went down from 15 days to 7 days. And if you live close to a fulfillment center, you also experience 24 hours to 48 hours click to delivery, which is insanely good, I think.
So good. And when we have product launches, our customers tell us about this. And it's something that is mentioned. We're pretty socially active, Discord and Facebook and Reddit, and we hear this a lot, that our customers are very thrilled to have their products so quickly. And we're very thrilled that whenever there's a problem, we say it's Amazon's fault.
Thank you.
Doesn't happen often, but yeah. Anyway, yeah. And I will say this too, one of the wins was we had a few other carriers and 3PLs that we worked with. And the thing that was great, and this is what an order management solution should be doing, was we were able to scale as time went on and make the change and kind of understand the impact that it had, and just able to control really easily that migration, if you will, to a different service. And obviously, that allows us to expand to other carriers too, and 3PLs. So it's been a great fit.
And if I can make a comment, I think you guys have a really interesting information architecture as well. So they utilize our Snowflake connector. We feed all this data that we get from the different endpoint systems into Snowflake and do some really interesting analysis, in the native Snowflake tools and with Tableau to optimize inventory utilization. And I know you've talked about avoiding split fulfill. It feels like for a community like this, there's really interesting opportunities to provide recommendations to brands on how to use that information for optimizations.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, having that information available from Pipe 17 into Snowflake allows us to look very granularly at the performance of our 3PLs, and that's a really big part of our decision-making process.
Thank you, both of you, for joining.